What are your thoughts on Metro Atlanta politics? What decisions need to be made to move Atlanta and the South Metro in the right direction?
Well, I think first, the most important thing, no matter what your political affiliation is, everybody has to agree to read reading from the same book, the same chapter, and the same page.
Everybody doesn't agree.
They need to be, and I'll tell you why. Because if you're not, one of the main things that's going to suffer is going to be your school systems. School systems drive your business and industry. You can look at any school system in the country that have A and B school system ratings, and you can look at the business and industry that are in that area. That means that the potential employers in business and industry have a good pool of applicants to select from. That's number one. More importantly, what that means is now the parents of those children can put their children in public school systems, and they don't have to take any additional money that they have more money and more expendable financial resources, because they don't have to take those resources or consider taking those resources and put their children in private schools to get a better education.
Yeah, but I think people that are going to put their kids in private school are going to put their kids in private school anyway.
They are.
Henry County has a pretty good school system, and you still see a waiting list for a number of the private schools in this particular county. As you talk about employers, 70% of people in Henry County work on the north side of Atlanta. Jobs that are seeking talent, they're all on the north side. Henry County has the talent to draw those people here, but we can't get those type of employers to migrate south. And a lot of that is because Henry County has been tagged as the warehouse capital by the Georgia Department of Economic Development. So everything is being set up in Henry County to have inland port in the South Metro. They're putting the infrastructure in place for that now, and to bring in more warehouses. We have those type of people that live here, but we don't have the jobs to employ those people in this particular county.
But I think that if there was a way for Henry County to provide some type of assistance and people that work here to allow them to live here. So you're talking about more affordable housing.
I agree that housing should be affordable for the people that can afford to live in that community.
Right.
When you move to a community, you look to invest in certain areas. So when I moved to my particular neighborhood, this is the community I want to live in, and I want to live here because I know that my property is going to appreciate. It's not going to depreciate.
Okay.
So the affordable housing thing sounds good. It's a noble thing to do, but I don't hear them talking about affordable housing in Sandy Springs or Buckhead. There's plenty of areas around the metro area where you can build affordable housing.
Okay.
Clayton County is right next door. DeKalb County is next door. Rockdale County is next door. You still have access to things in Henry County. I didn't move to this county for that. I moved to this county, man, because I want to invest in this county and make this county a better place and leave this county with a profit.
I got you.
I mean, that's just the bottom line. So, I mean, I understand the discussion, but Section 8 is not what I want in my community.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying Section 8.
Oh, I understand what you're saying.
What I am saying is, based on what you're telling me and what I see, here's an excellent opportunity for Henry County to be a leader in something else. So whatever needs to take place, whatever dialogue needs to take place in order to make housing more affordable for the people that are working in the warehouses here in this county, that is something that I think would be beneficial, because I would love to see Henry County, where I am part of, where I'm living at, I'm growing where I'm planted.
Right.
I would love to see Henry County be a leader in that. And I would like to see not only the state of county, other state counties in the state of Georgia, but other states look to Henry County, Georgia, and say, hey, listen, if they can do it, we can do it too. Let's talk to those people down there that made this happen.
Yeah, I can understand that, but keep in mind, all those warehouse jobs are going away in the next couple of years.
Okay.
I mean, there are videos online right now of ports. The ports are totally automated by AI. The trucks are running themselves. But most of the cranes are running themselves at the port. So all those jobs are going away. When you look at the warehouse jobs, there aren't that many people employed in those warehouses. You have a manager that makes about $50,000, and then you have everybody else, probably about 9-10 more people that work in the warehouse that's making just above minimum wage.
So again, this is where I think that Henry County could be a leader.
Henry County is not Mississippi.
It's not, and this is what I'm saying. I think that Henry County would definitely benefit from trade schools, vocational schools.
Henry County has that.
Okay, but why is it that that's not something that is more widely known?
Yeah, Southern Crescent is probably one of the best trade schools in the state. Those trades like plumbing, electrical, those are all things. But
HVAC.
But those guys, once they get to a certain point, they don't need subsidized housing. Those guys can make it more money than anybody.
I agree.
So I want to live in the community that the owner of Mr. B's HVAC lives in, because I know he's living in a community that's going to increase my property value.
I get that, and I agree with you 100%. And my question to you is, what is the rate of retention for those graduates of those programs at Southern Crescent here in Henry County? Not that they get it and they take their talents elsewhere. What's the rate of retention here? That's what Henry County needs to figure out. What do we need to do to get those businesses based here?
Yeah, there's a lot of those businesses. I've been in the construction business for a number of years now, and a lot of the talent that I have working for me lives here in Henry County. They're not seeking subsidized housing. They're not seeking Section 8. They make a pretty good living.
Well, no.
Unless you're talking about tax credit.
Sure.
Tax credit, I'm okay with, because you can still build tax credit housing at the top level. You can use the top materials. You still would have to be able to afford to live in this community, which is not going to kill the people who actually invested in their homes in this particular community. So I don't have a problem with tax credits. And I'm not saying everybody's bad. I think most people are good. But it only takes one person to move next door that doesn't cut their grass, that's having crazy parties, that's selling dope, that's living there because they're on Section 8. So no, that's not a chance I want to take. If Buckhead's not taking that chance, just because our community is 80% African American, why should we do it?
Well, again, I'm not asking you to take a chance on something like that.
Well, that is a chance.
What I'm saying is, when I mean affordable housing, I mean don't make it housing so expensive where the people that are making good money can't afford to live here.
It's not the government nor anybody else is making the housing more expensive. The market is making the houses more expensive. It's the market. The only area in Henry County, real estate prices are contracting. It's Stockbridge along North Henry Boulevard over by City Hall. So as every other place has appreciated in Henry County, that particular area has contracted over the last few years in pricing. So it's the market. So if anybody is interested in investing in real estate, you would start looking in that area, because all you need is one anchor, one thing that will get other people interested in investing in that area, and you can make a lick.
When I'm talking about affordable housing, I'm not talking about government subsidized housing programs. I'm talking about incentives, whereas some people may not understand that, depending on what part of Henry County you live in, well, you may be able to get 100% USDA financing for that house because you live out so far, or whatever the case may be with that. There may be some down payment assistance programs that they may not be aware of. When I'm talking about affordable housing, those are the type of things I'm talking about right there.
You still got to make the payment.
You still, yes.
I mean, interest rates are high as hell.
They are.
I mean, so with interest rates being high, with property values being high, and to be honest with you, I think the property tax assessments are inflated in Henry County.
Okay.
I don't think they reflect the actual market value. To be honest with you, and that's because they want to increase the funding for their annual budget. But in terms of housing being affordable, I think there are a lot of areas where people can look for that. But if your area, you're an affluent area, people moved here for a certain reason, you don't change that. You don't change that. You don't mess with that. Why? Just because when an area turns majority African American, why does it have to be a welfare county or a handout county? That doesn't make any sense to me. I just prefer to live in an area, man, where people care about their community, they care about their property. Everybody's in the area for the same reason. That's to invest in your community. And then when you decide to leave, you leave with a little cash in your pocket for your investment.